Kids are in bed.
Kids are in bed.
Welcome everybody to episode 36 of The Kids Are in Bed. I'm Tim Severson and this is Jenni Severson. Jenni,
Happy birthday!
Thank you very much.
It is your birthday.
It is my birthday. It is. I'm 40 today.
Another trip around the sun.
It's what they say. Yeah, I feel the same.
Lordy, lordy.
Yeah.
You feel the same?
Yeah.
Yeah, that checks.
I got out and played golf today. That's why I'm dressed like this.
You look amazing. This is a very, very nice outfit. I mean, and your face is nice too. It's just a whole vibe.
I've been waiting for fall weather so that I can dress in clothes like that. It's like t-shirts.
Ew, why would you say these things?
Why? What?
I don't want fall weather.
Oh, I like fall weather.
Okay. It's your birthday.
Yes, it's my birthday. I get what I want. Gophers won this weekend.
Yeah.
It's a fun time. We got to rush the field and get down and take some pictures with some players. Mm-hmm. Jude did his best to try to get some gloves, but it came up empty.
Yeah.
They all seemed very hesitant to part with their gloves after he saw one player hand out a glove.
That's all it was. I mean, he saw one person get a glove, and then it was just like all he wanted.
Yeah.
I need a glove. I need a glove.
Yeah, a glove. Yeah.
No, it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very fun. Go Gophers! Woo! Case IH zone.
Yes, our favorite place to be. Yeah, but it was a super fun game. It's fun when they're able to pull those upsets. It was nerve-wracking, but good stuff.
Hate it. Literally hate it.
It's so funny. I don't understand. Did you hate like when you were competing in dance? Did you hate that concept of sport?
No, because I was in it.
Oh, okay.
I think what I hate is... Well, first of all, I usually have a wonderful time at Gopher games because I don't pay any attention to what's happening.
Mm-hmm. I
usually know if we win or lose, but sometimes it's after it's over. I figure it out on the way out of the stadium by what people are cheering.
Yeah.
But I mean, I honestly usually don't pay any attention. But this one, it was close. There was lots going on. Like, it kind of drew me in. And I don't like the feeling of caring.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like wanting something that you have like no control over.
Interesting.
So when I was dancing, I was in control of myself.
Well, you were in control of yourself, but like even right, like when you weren't dancing, the other teams were dancing, you have no control over how they perform. Or like similar, like I would say I played offense in football. So as I was on defense, like I had no control. So there's always that aspect of competition where there's a side of it that's completely out of your control at all times.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
It's the whole point of competing.
But it's like being a part of a team versus just like observing a team is different.
Sure.
Hate it.
Well, that's why you have to just steer into the full delusion and just pretend you are a part of the team.
That seems healthy. No, I love going to Gopher games. I have so much fun. I don't like caring.
The stress of it.
About what's happening. I don't like the stress. Yes.
Yeah.
Why? Why spend your free time doing something that causes you stress? It's like very strange to me. No, thank you.
Well, I think sometimes because you don't seek a lot of thrill in your life. I think maybe sometimes you can confuse just like a surge of adrenaline with stress, which
I don't think that's true. It's not the positive; it's the negative.
Oh,
I like adrenaline. I seek adrenaline. You think I'm taking those corners real slow, like? No.
Yeah, no, I can tell that you do not take them slow like.
I got my own ways of seeking adrenaline.
Oh, gotcha.
Or thrill.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't like the negative parts. When you're like down and you might not make the play. See, I know the sports language.
Yeah.
Going for 4th and goal.
Right.
That is too stressful for me. I don't prefer it.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. No thanks.
Yeah, we've had a lot of those over the years. We had one against Michigan that happened. They failed. You were pregnant with Jude.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Anyway, well, it was a fun game. All right, should we jump into 2022?
Sure. What are we doing?
Let me get to it.
Oh, excuse you. Excuse me. Excuse somebody.
We are counting back today. We're at about almost exactly 25 years since we started dating, and we've been recapping the 25 years year by year, week by week, and trying to decide which of our 25 years together is the best of all. And right now, 2021 is the winner. Mm-hmm. So we are on to 2022, and so let's get into it. Remember what was going on back then.
Okay.
Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Shh. Right in front of everybody.
Yikes.
Standing up for his wife like the loyal husband he is.
I don't really know what's going on there. I'm gonna stay out of that. But there's something.
Yeah.
Something's going on there.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on there.
That was funny to watch because it was very unclear what was transpiring.
It seemed like it should have been a joke given everybody involved.
Yeah, is this a bit? Is this real? Like, did he actually hit him?
Yeah.
Like, it almost like looked like a fake.
Yeah.
Like a fake slap at first. Yeah. That was weird. Weird times.
So strange. So strange. Speaking of strange.
And then he won.
Yeah. Right. That was.
He won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That's when the devil comes for you.
Yeah.
I think Denzel said that.
Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you.
Anyway, sorry. Keep going.
More strange news was the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. Those two weirdos really let their... Well, because it was all Amber Heard pushing having this trial. And it was kind of like she was warned, like, you're not going to want to do this, how it's going to play out. And it really did not work out very well for her at all.
Strange decision.
It was. Yeah. It's so strange to hear people's like worst and most private moments played in court. You know what I mean?
Done.
Like,
nope. No.
Oh my God. I feel like I should. Yeah, never mind. This is when Bennifer was married. Yeah. R.I.P.
Poor Ben.
Taylor Swift released Midnight's
Mm-hmm.
Anti-Hero has been a fixture in this family for about, I don't know, a good 4 months. And then Please, Please, Please by Sabrina Carpenter came along. And now that is the song that we go to most often.
Word.
Yes, just one word. Just one word. Elon Musk bought Twitter.
Boo.
Yes, and now
I didn't use Twitter, but still don't.
Yeah. And Zendaya was huge with her success with Euphoria, won an Emmy. I really, really like that show, but that's one that you can't watch because of the content matter.
Yeah,
too sad for you.
I haven't seen it.
She had an episode where her performance is next level good, jarringly good, but it's very upsetting.
Oh,
so
yeah. I'm happy for her.
She's great.
Watch it.
She's great. I like her a lot. All right. Should we get to our movie games?
Let's do it.
Box office.
Movie games.
You tell me which of these won. In 2022, we had Black
Okay.
Panther, Wakanda Forever, Top Gun, Maverick, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Avatar, The Way of Water, Jurassic World, Dominion.
Whew. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Can I get a repeat?
Black Panther, Wakanda Forever,
What?
Top Gun, Maverick, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Avatar.
I'm going Top Gun Maverick. Is that it?
That is
Yes!
correct. Yes.
Whoa!
Yeah, I think the trouble was Avatar. Avatar went way too long between their sequels, and people. I mean, now it still made like $650 million. So, but not quite enough when he spent like $2 billion to build his little playground of Avatar world.
He's a weird dude.
Yeah. I think there's enough going on in 2022. We can just head into our Oscar game and then jump right into what we had going on. But we'll remember in 2022, the winner for Best Picture was Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. But the game is... The Academy comes to you, Jenny, and says, the game comes to you and says, all right, which of these gets the trophy? Top Gun Maverick, Women Talking, The Banshees of Inisherin, Triangle of Sadness, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, The Fabelmans, All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar, The Way of Water, Elvis, or Tar.
Tar. Faux show.
Wow, this
That was
is
my jam.
This is the most confident you've been in an answer.
There's some other movies that I like on this list, but there's also some movies that I really disliked.
Yeah,
Like a lot. I really, really disliked Triangle of Sadness. That was not my jam. No way. The Fabelmans, did not like it. I'm great that Everything Everywhere All at Once won. I think it was fine. Like I would have picked Tar, but I was happy they won. But not a fan of the hot dog fingers, like at all.
it's so funny how long do you think the hot dog fingers were on screen? Maybe 10 seconds in total.
No, there were in multiple.
There were more scenes.
But yes, very little minutes or less.
Do you think they were hot or cold?
Oh, what a disturbing question. I think they were human body temperature.
Oh, 98-degree hot dogs?
Oh, God. Ew. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Disgusting. So gross.
How do you think they eat? You just accidentally bite your finger? You're like, oh. What a delicious mistake.
Well, I don't even like hot dogs, so...
Yeah, you just spit it out. What a waste of a finger.
Oh, gross. So gross.
Yeah, I guess if I had to pick one on the list, I would go with the Banshees of Inisherin. Colin Farrell was so good in that movie. He played that role so well.
That was really good. But again, with the fingers.
Yes.
What was going on with the fingers this year?
Yeah.
You've loads of options left open to you. How's fingers the first port of call?
That. If you take out the fingers, I was a big fan of that.
It's because we were told for the prior 2 years not to touch our faces. So it was like...
I don't think it's really...
No. Okay.
Nice try, though.
Anything else on the list you want to talk about?
Nope.
All right, 2022. I got a vasectomy.
Nice. Good for you.
It wasn't good for me. It was bad for me, but
sorry about it.
yeah, well, it's a whole long process because you have to go to like a consultation. You can't just say, "Hey, I want to have this done." They need to check you out. And I lived really like the first 30 so years of my life not going to the doctor really. And so
It's normal.
the concept of just the process is a little foreign. But even in my normal physicals that I've gotten, there's not really a whole lot of below the waist action.
Oh my word.
And so I went to the consultation. The nurse like sat me down. She was getting one of those trays ready, and she left, and she had a pile of lubricant, probably 2 tablespoons of lubricant squeezed out onto like one of those
I don't
towels.
really like where this is going.
I didn't either. So I took a picture and sent it to my brother and my friend Tony. I'm like, hey, is this normal? Did you guys have this? Because they both had one. And it never got touched or referenced or looked at or used in any way. So it was, I don't know if it was just intimidation or what was going on there.
Maybe she was confused about what procedure she was getting ready for.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got to the stage of the appointment when it was time that he needed to do an exam. So I needed to pull my pants down. And
Graphic.
I pulled my pants down, but not my underwear. And I was wearing Spider-Man underwear that Jude had bought me.
Yeah.
And just
picked him out himself.
they're the most comfortable underwear I've ever owned. But I just mindlessly put them on. And then the doctor like spun around and looked, and I'm like, my son bought me these. Like I didn't wear these intentionally. He's like, I've seen worse. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. So then it was just, fine. Yada, yada, yada. I made an appointment for a vasectomy.
I feel like you bringing up the underwear is like most people probably wouldn't even mention it. But you like pointed it out. I feel like that made the interaction so much more awkward.
Yeah, I have a tendency to do that. Yeah. So, and he was kind of a closed off guy, and that always makes me kind of turn myself up a little bit because I'm like, well, I have to make up for the lack of energy here.
Yeah.
So then I just really start trying.
Yeah.
And so I can't remember how long it was in between, a month or so between that appointment and the actual surgery, maybe more. I can't remember because at the time vasectomies were booked for a long time. Like I was lucky to even get in when I did. And so it was the morning of the vasectomy, and the instructions on the medication that I was supposed to take were unclear.
Oh my God, yes. You were very concerned that you were doing the wrong thing.
Because I just wanted it to be done. And I was like, I don't know what this is. And so you called for me while I was getting...
I forgot about this. You were so nervous, but you couldn't do anything about it. Like you're just like forced into inaction. You're just like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm like,
so
well,
I
I'll
was,
call
yeah,
and
I'm like,
ask.
all right, good. You call while I go shave my balls. Like that's what ended up happening. And so
I called and explained the problem, and they provided direction on what to
yes,
do.
they told us to bring the medication with, and they would advise me on what to do. And we got there, and I took my medication to the nurses at the front counter, and I said, what should I do? And they didn't know, and they said, they'll tell you what to do when you get back there. And so I get back into the operating room, and I just like, as soon as the nurse came in, I was like, got this pill. Hopefully you can tell me when I'm supposed to take it. And she had a mask on because it was still like COVID rules. So like I had a mask on too. And her eyes get all big. And she's like, you haven't taken that yet? And I'm like, well,
We've asked multiple multiple people what we're supposed to do here.
And so she was like, well, it's just anti-anxiety. How's your anxiety? And I go, well, not good right now, like after this. And so she's like, okay, well, you can take it. It takes like 20 minutes, so you'll have to sit here. I'm like, I'm cool with that. And so the doctor came in, and I told him when I had taken it. He's like, all right. He's like, well, I've got enough to prep and get ready. It should kick in. So he gets me up on the table, and we're just kind of chatting. And then, because we had recently been to Chicago. And so I am just talking. I am telling him about every crack in Chicago that I know. And then I was like, have you been? Like, do you know Chicago? He's like, oh yeah. I went to college at Northwestern. I'm like, well, why didn't you stop me? Like, and interrupt the conversation, but you seemed interested. So I'm like, oh, this guy really likes my Chicago stories. And it's like, oh, you live there? Okay. So then he's like, all right, I think you're probably all set. And so he gets the lamp and like puts it right over my midsection. I had like the blue cloth on, and he just rips it wide open, and it is just cold air. And I was just like, oh my God. And he had asked me beforehand, he was like, did you shave? Because,
this is very graphic.
I wonder what it costs for them to actually use a disposable razor with a single shitty blade on it to shave your pubic hair. Because it's like, yeah, I'd rather not use that. And I'm like, I think I did a good job. And he's like, and so then he opens me up under the sleeve. He's like, you did a pretty good job. And then he pulled out, he goes, oh, but, what do we have here? And he pulls out like a long hair.
I can't.
And I'm like, and he was like being like he's like, what have you been up to? And I'm like, it's my hair.
Oh, he was making a fellatio joke?
He was. Little did he know that it was me doing the fellatio the whole time on myself.
Oh my gosh, this is inappropriate. This is inappropriate content.
So anyways, then he numbs me up with the lidocaine, and
yada yada yada.
well, he's like, are you numb? And I'm like, I think so. He's like, okay. And then he's like, well, you'll just have to tell me if you feel anything out of the ordinary. And I'm like, well, I've never done this before. They always say
it's all out of the ordinary.
And so he starts, and I'm like, I can feel that. He's like, what do you feel? I'm like, I guess it's like tugging. And he's like, oh yeah, that's fine. And then
Sorry. Oh, yikes.
he made the clip, and I felt
Okay.
all of it.
Okay.
And so we had to get some more anesthesia involved, and
Yikes.
and the next one was clear. And then then we got home, and I took whatever pain pill they gave me and an edible, and I stayed in the basement for the next 48 hours. But after that, it was pretty much all good.
Good. I'm sorry that happened. That sounds really bad, and my legs are a little numb right now.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's a good time. Mostly. People pay for that,
What?
I don't know.
Oh.
We went to Florida that year.
Mm-hmm. Florida.
And
that was fun. I like Florida.
per usual. I think was it our
like Florida.
first morning there? It was 33 degrees.
Outrageous. It
What?
did warm up by the end, but
Yeah.
it was March. I mean, it was spring break,
Yeah.
but
But it was up. We were
cold.
up Pensacola.
Palm Royale.
Panama City Beach.
Panama City Beach.
So that was a super fun trip. Yeah, despite the weather being a little chilly, but yeah, it gradually got warmer as we went on.
Yeah, it was super fun. Stayed at the beach house.
Yeah.
Walking right out to the beach. That's really fun. It was great.
Yeah, we spent the whole time. We were next to kind of a older hotel that was a ways down from kind of the downtown Panama City stuff, but there were still college kids there on spring break, and we noticed after a couple of days that there were always girls down on the beach, you know, like laying out, going for a swim, and then all the guys were up at the hotel, like on the balconies, and it was like, well, what are they? Why is that going on? Like, why aren't they? Like, they'd be yelling at each other, so it's like clearly they know each other. And we're sitting down there. I've made pina coladas, and we were bringing those out, and we were having a great time. And
those pina coladas were real good.
Yeah, and it was like our second to last day there when I read an article and found out that there was a city ordinance. There's no alcohol allowed on the beach for like the entire month of March.
We
were out there.
You're like, oh, that's why they're all hanging out up at the house. Was that a hotel?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a little hotel.
But ours was a house.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were just, okay, got it. Sorry.
It was like ours was like a quadplex, duplex, quadplex, something like that.
Well, that was nice. I mean, it was a great trip.
Yeah, it was
Jude's birthday.
Yeah, Jude had his birthday there.
We were there.
Yeah, it was very fun. We went on a pirate ship, and they found a buried treasure out at sea and fired cannons and made kids swab the deck. And
that was cute.
And yeah, it was very fun. Florida is a great place in a very small dose, and the weather at the very end was awesome, perfect. We had a terrible travel day, but discovered that we can handle a terrible travel day pretty well. We were derailed by a storm, ended up in Greenville, South Carolina. And what did we decide our total travel was? It was like 13 hours.
13 hours.
From when we got to the airport in Panama City to when we landed in Minneapolis. We were 13 hours.
Yeah, it was a long day.
Yeah.
But it was fine.
Yeah, it really wasn't tough at all.
I feel like we were fine. The kids were fine.
Yeah, the only thing that happened was at the very end, they lost our car seat.
Oh yeah.
So we had to.
Oh yeah.
We had to ride a little dirty on the way home.
I sat in the back and just held my arm out.
That was when we landed in the airport. Friends of ours were also traveling. They were in Pensacola, or Destin, I guess it was, and they had the same travel day we had, but we ended up landing at the same time. And
they had a different experience, I think.
Yes.
I don't think their day went so well.
And
because we were all circling. They had the same thing. We were circling Atlanta. Both of us had layovers in Atlanta. And ours just went better.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when I saw our friend from across baggage claim, she had, the group's kind of array of luggage, and she was like leaning over to pick up a backpack. And as she did, I just kind of walked by and grabbed a strap, and I said, "Excuse me, that's mine," and started pulling on it.
When you had a mask on.
Yes.
Because we were still masking.
But even after I pulled it down and revealed my true identity,
she didn't think it was very funny.
Wasn't really in the mood for those kind of pranks after 13 hours of airport travel.
That was really funny.
That was. But yeah, that was a super fun trip. It's also the year we went with your family to Wisconsin Dells.
Kalahari. That was fun. That. Wisconsin Dells are good times.
Yeah. We got a big condo, and we did We did the
Oh.
Little Debbie
Little Debbie.
bracket.
That is how I will die.
Yeah,
Someday.
I'll find it. Your brother, he has a podcast, I Know Bedeau. I think it all started from that, and they were talking about on that show. They were debating between a couple of Little Debbie cakes, and I sent your brother a text message. I was like, well, the right answer is Star Crunch, and then we decided that the only way to solve it was to have a tournament, and so we bought. I mean,
every single one.
As many
that's
as
ever been made.
As many as we could find, and it was a lot. And we went across. We also did Twinkies. We did Hostess and Little Debbie, and
I mean the pieces that we were
very tiny.
They were so small,
Yes.
and I still felt like just garbage.
Yeah.
After that, I was
It
like,
was a lot.
I am never participating in this again. But Nutty Buddies won.
Nutty Buddies were the winner.
So you were actually wrong.
Yes, I was. But I think I voted out the Star Crunches pretty early on myself. But
yeah. I was a big fan of oatmeal cream pies
I
was a kid.
I'm a big fan of the apple pie.
Oh, the little like
Turnovers,
things?
yeah.
Oh my
Those
God.
are
So much sugar.
amazing. The glaze on the outside, it's all
yeah.
hard. Oh my God. So good. Yeah. But yeah, that was a super fun trip. We were originally supposed to do it at Noah's Ark. We were going to do like an Airbnb and do the outside water park because we had been to Noah's Ark the year before.
Mm-hmm. I like Noah's Ark.
And yeah, so did I. But I remember I was just thinking about it, and I was just like, "Hey, do we want to think about an alternative in case the weather is terrible?"
Mm-hmm.
And the weather was awful.
Just cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we couldn't be outside.
Yeah, it
and
was
so
too
if
cold,
we would
yeah.
have been going to Noah's Ark, where it's all outside,
Yeah.
it would have been miserable.
Yeah.
It would have been awful.
We did go in July.
Yeah,
And was it July or August? But either
Yeah.
way, summer.
yeah,
And we had to stay in the indoor park because it was too cold.
yeah. Except for the
Why
last,
does that always happen to us?
remember the last day was
Yeah.
85 degrees and sunny and perfect.
Oh,
So
always happens
annoying.
to us.
So
Dumb.
annoying.
Dumb.
But otherwise, it was super fun.
Yeah.
Getting those big places. You know what's crazy about that trip? I was thinking about. I never went into the basement. I have no idea what the basement of that place looked like.
There was a couple bedrooms, like a bar,
Yeah.
maybe like a shuffleboard table or something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. You might be confusing it with a Grandview house.
Right. Yeah. Well, they're kind of all
Similar,
the
though.
same. Yeah. So also the year that we went and saw Tenacious D live.
Me and KG. That was fun.
That was super fun.
We don't go to a lot of concerts. I don't know why that is.
I think it's
'Cause we love music.
we do. I think it's just not. The value isn't there for us to spend the requisite money to go see the people that we would want to see.
Yeah, that could be it. Well, sorry, excuse me. Well, that was such a good show.
That was.
I had never been to Surly for a concert.
Right, me neither.
First time. Jack Black crushed it.
Yeah.
I mean, he was so good.
Yeah. And remember we saw like all these people we know.
So many
And
people.
it's just like, oh, yeah. Because we're like the older crowd. Like, you know what I mean? Like, of course we know all these people.
It was weird how many people we saw.
Yeah.
There. What's happening?
I don't know.
What is it?
I don't know.
Oh.
So yeah, that was fun. This was also
Me and KG.
this was also the year that my streak of home Gopher games was broken because your brother got married during
Congratulations. Very happy for you. Had a great time. Wonderful party. Streak broken.
Streak broken. Oh well. It was a fun party.
Mhm.
It was a fun party. We won. It was a meaningless opponent, if I remember. Maybe it was Colorado. I can't remember. We won. It was fine. It was fine.
Good.
Everything was fine. Yeah, and then I think the very last thing that I have on my mind from 2022 was Clementine that year had gotten into Beauty and the Beast. And you bought her tickets, or bought us all tickets to go see Beauty and the Beast at the Ordway in St. Paul. And the night came, and me and Jude had jackets on, and Clementine was wearing a yellow bell dress, and you were all dressed up, and we got in the car. We were ready to go. We were going to go to Casetta in St. Paul because the kids love it, and then go see the show. And we get in the car, and you go, "Oh, I don't have the tickets." And you go, "I'll be right back." And you went into the car, and in the house, and it was like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I'm just sitting there like, I'm just gonna stay out here. Nothing good happens when I go inside. And then the kids were like, "What's mommy doing? And then we walked in finally after a long time, and you were panic running all over the house, and there were papers all over the floor. You had torn apart every junk drawer and mail pile that
The entire contents of the junk drawer were on the kitchen floor. That junk drawer is really nice and clean right now.
It is. It's in good
At
shape.
the time, it was not.
Yeah. And so remind me from your perspective then. So
Yeah, so I couldn't find the tickets. Panicking. Looking everywhere that I could possibly think. Where are my like stash locations, right?
Yeah.
Where I just like I have these spots where like I stash stuff. Nowhere to be found. I literally was panicking. I think it was like 15 minutes that I was in here and you guys were all sitting in the car.
Yeah.
And finally, you guys must have come in. Yeah, you guys came in. And I said what was going on, and I was like, okay, well, just let me think through this. I'm like, oh, I bet I got a like receipt or something.
Yeah.
So I checked my email to see if I had somehow gotten, because if I actually think about it, that was the first time in a long time that we had like physical tickets to something.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I must have got like virtual tickets. So I opened up my email, tried to search my email, which had, 10,000 unread emails, as it usually does. And so I searched to try to find it, and the very top email was from that day.
Yeah.
Saying that the show was canceled because the entire cast had COVID.
All dressed up with nowhere to go. We decided to pivot, and there was a live action tribute to Beauty and the Beast, right?
Oh yeah, there was like a live action like made for
Yeah. It was
TV
like,
or
yeah.
some shit, yeah.
And so it was like, okay, we can watch that, and we'll go to Buca and have our Italian meal there.
It's not exactly Casetta's.
No,
but
not quite the same, but
the kids like it.
yeah, it's fun nonetheless. And
We have a $25 gift card
oh yeah,
to Buca that we have tried to use 4 times, and
we've
every time we go,
literally gone twice with the intention of going solely to get rid of the gift card, and we show up without the gift card.
one time we showed up without the gift card. 2 times we had the gift card on our person and left without using it. But the kids just like red sauce.
Yeah.
They just want noodles with red sauce. They like the ravioli.
Yeah. And And then after that, we went to
We
Hy-Vee
went to Ivy.
because they have the awesome candy section. And we just threw candy at all the problems.
So much
Just
candy.
So much candy.
Yeah.
And
It was a fun night, though. Then we came home, watched the show,
yeah,
which was no good, but
no, it was
the rest of the night was actually fun. Dinner, candy, dress up.
Yeah.
It was fine. It turned out to be actually a pretty fun night.
Yeah.
But if I
Want to take a guy?
home with me tonight,
It's none of your business.
and if she
Want to be a freakin'?
sell it on the weekend,
It's none of your business.
no, if I wouldn't have lost the tickets, we would have driven to St. Paul. The only reason that I found the email
Yeah,
was because I couldn't find the tickets.
it's true.
So actually, it was a good thing that I don't know where any of my shit is, and I'm a total disaster.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you look at it that way, yeah. Neat. There was one small story from this year. I went to a Twins game. You weren't there for some reason. But we were out at the Loon downtown and getting a grape ape. And there was a guy standing at the bar that I didn't know, but the back of his legs were so sunburned. And it had been it was middle of the summer, so it had been especially hot. And it was really sunny that day, and I was hammered. But I was like, oh, I've been there. And so I went over and I was just like, sorry about your legs. He was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I think you got sunburned pretty good today. He's like, what? He was looking back. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he was like, not happy to be interacting with me at all. And when he turned and he turned to look at it, so he kind of pivoted his leg. And as he pivoted his leg, it came out of the glow of the red neon light behind him to reveal that it was just the glow of the red neon light.
Oh my God, Tim. What did you do?
Walked away.
I got Birdie sunburn there. Hey, chap.
Oh, he was so annoyed. He's like, what are you talking about? I've got a picture of his legs. You'll see that my concern,
Why did you take a picture of a stranger's legs?
because I was like, I'm going to need to prove my point at some, or prove my case at some point. Going over to talk to him was not unwarranted. He should have been in pain from what I saw. It was
From the neon light.
yeah. I'm the hero of that story.
Yes.
Is my point, not the goof. Anything else that you can remember from 2022 that you'd like to talk about?
Nope. I don't think so. You do a great job recapping.
So 2022.
I remember really liking 2021.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with 2021.
I think I'm with you. 2021 seems like the winner.
It was a good year.
It was a good year. Tires. Should we go check on the kids?
Let's go check on the kids.
See you next week.